everyone, and welcome back to my channel Journey Junkies. I am back with one more fun and informative video. Today we are visiting the legendary Intrepid Sea, Air and Space Museum in the New York City. We planned this trip with a bunch of friends and took public transport to get there. It took us 2 subway transfers and a bus ride, but the journey was totally worth it. We finally arrived at the museum, and the first step before getting in, it was the security check. It's smooth and quick. Just make sure to carry minimal bags. Once we cleared that, we officially stepped into one of the most fascinating museums in New York. We started with the USS Growler, a guided missile submarine used during the Cold War. You actually get to walk through the submarine, see the control rooms, living quarters, torpedo areas. It's super tight inside, so mind your head and watch your step. part of the tour took us around 40 minutes and it gave us a real sense of how life used to be on board for those serving at sea. Next, we walked over to the sleek British Airways Concorde. It's a supersonic jet and one of the fastest commercial planes ever built. After admiring that, we headed up to the flight deck. There you will see fighter jets, helicopters, and even old warplanes, all sitting on top of the ship. It's amazing to imagine planes taking off and landing here. We then explored the navigation and flag bridges where the real operations of the aircraft carrier were managed. There are maps, controls, and panels from back in the day. It feels like stepping into history. The view of the Hudson River from up there is absolutely breathtaking. From there, we entered the Space Shuttle Pavilion, home to the Space Shuttle Enterprise, NASA's prototype orbiter. Along with the shuttle, there are space related exhibits, videos, and models. We also checked out a small section called Mysteries of the Deep, showcasing some cool underwater exploration tech. Just outside the pavilion is a small but well stocked gift shop. Perfect spot if you want a memento from your trip. Next, we headed into the Hangar Deck Empire where they have more aircraft, historic exhibits, and a hands on science center called Exploreum. Great for kids and adults alike, lots of things to touch, explore, and interact with. Now, here is the exciting part, the G-force encounter. My husband and his colleague decided to try it out. It's a 4D flight simulator where two people can team up. One flies the jet and other shoots down enemies. After a quick safety check, they geared up and went in for a 10-minute thrilling ride. They absolutely loved the experience and highly recommend it. With that, we wrapped up our day at the Intrepid Museum. It was an incredible experience filled with history, technology, and fun. We headed back home using public transport again, tired but with tons of amazing memories. If you enjoyed this vlog, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to Journey Junkies and let me know in the comments if you have been to the Intrepid or planning to visit. Until next time, keep exploring, keep journeying. Bye.